I was involved with the Indian Point site starting back in 1970. I was there when the plants were built. I was there with the initial negotiations with DEC and with the EPA and with others over the environmental protections that we would establish for the plant. In 1979, we finalized an agreement and got an SPDES permit to operate the plants with a number of conditions on it. Those conditions resulted in both Con Edison and the Power Authority at that time backfitting the plants with hundreds of millions of dollars of additional fish protection systems. And it also committed us to spend $2 million a year of our customers' money to study fish populations in the Hudson River that would be overseen by the New York State DEC. This went on from 1979 well into this century. We have therefore over two decades of data studying the fish in the Hudson River, probably the most studied estuary on the face of the earth. We have demonstrated during that period, in the 40 years of operation of the plants, that there has been no deleterious effect on any of the fish that was in the Hudson River. Yes, the plants do kill some young fish and some eggs as they are drawn through the condenser. But 95% of fish eggs and young fish die in the environment without a plant present and become food for other fish. As a result, the plant's impact has been negligible on the Hudson River. This has been demonstrated conclusively by every scientist who has actually looked at this data. And so there is no impact on the fish in the Hudson River of any consequence, and yet the DEC wants us to reduce its impact even more. To reduce the impact even more, they proposed that we shut the plants down for 92 days during the summer months. Where else is that power going to come from? It's going to come from other sources of power. For example, the Bowline plant, which is only a mile from where I live. Indian Point is only 4 miles from where I live. Bowline only operates less than 20% of the time because it's very expensive power. But Indian Point being shut down, every time Indian Point is in a refueling outage, the Bowline plant runs full tilt, because it has to make up for the difference of Indian Point not being there. It also burns fossil fuels and also uses Hudson River water to cool its condenser. I could not find from reviewing the DEC data whether they've even taken into consideration the fact that other plants that are on the Hudson River will start up and run at full power and use a lot more Hudson River water, while Indian Point is shut down, not using any. Secondly, they will be releasing particulate matter and NOx, which is nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides and carbon, which would not be ordinarily generated into the air if Indian Point were running. Air pollution causes human sickness. The American Lung Association has on their website that we spend over $50 billion a year in this country treating asthma, and 3,500 people a year die of asthma in this country. This is something that's untenable, that we would be increasing air pollution, which is going to affect human health and cause human deaths, in exchange for minimizing a fish impact which is minimal to begin with.